Hi friends, welcome to my channel, My No Carb Life. My name is Steph, for those of you that are new here. I'm so happy that you're here. Okay, first off, today's video is going to be really fun because I haven't done a full video dedicated to just a grocery haul in a while. But I thought with the new year and a lot of people that are looking into carnivore diet or starting the carnivore diet, I thought I would share what we buy in a typical week at Costco. I try to only go to Costco just to simplify this. Sometimes I will go to multiple stores and shop sales, but this week I just didn't have time, for one, and second of all, I just wanted to keep it pretty simple and basic. So we went to just Costco and we got everything that we are gonna need to eat a carnivore keto diet for an entire week. Now, this is a lot of food and this does feed 5 of us. If you are just a single person or you only have 2 people doing carnivore, obviously you don't need this much stuff, but this might just give you some ideas if you are looking to make some changes to your diet. And for those of you that are new here, I have been eating carnivore for 2 years. I definitely eat keto also. So I say carnivore keto because I switch back and forth, but 90% of the time I am eating a carnivore diet. I've been doing that for 2 years now. I have just seen so many health benefits from eating a carnivore diet, and I eat high fat, high protein, usually 70% fat, 30% protein. That's what I ideally would like to be at every day. But it has healed my gut, my digestive issues that I used to have. Inflammation is way down. I have lost 40 pounds now and have kept that off the majority of the 2 years. I have also reversed my Hashimoto's autoimmune disorder, and I am off all medication for that. So carnivore has been such a blessing to me and my family has seen a lot of health benefits from it as well. Not all of my family eats carnivore, but we do like to at least keep things meat-based. So this is just, I'm gonna go through really quickly like what we buy and what the meals for the week are gonna look like. One thing that I like to do before I share what we buy is I sit down and I plan out the week. So I think about what we wanna eat for breakfast and what we wanna eat for dinner. Lunch is kind of fend for yourself. I don't really plan lunches because I personally don't eat lunch, neither does my husband. We find that eating a carnivore diet, we don't really need to eat a third meal. For the most part of my 2 years, I've been eating 2 meals a day. I try to eat between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. and then I give myself that time after 5 p.m. and all night till the next morning at 10 to intermittently fast. It's not necessarily on purpose, but truly because I do think that I have more energy when I'm not eating 3 meals a day. I feel so full and satiated because this is a high fat, high protein diet, so I don't really need to eat 3 times a day. At the beginning, when I started carnivore, I was eating 3 times a day. And within a couple weeks after I had adjusted to being on carnivore and my body switched from burning carbs for fuel to burning fat for fuel, which is what the ketogenic diet does, it puts you in a state of ketosis, which means that your body is no longer burning carbs for energy and the glucose for energy. It's running on fat and burning that for fuel. So once my body was fat adapted, I found that I wasn't hungry as much as I used to be prior to going carnivore. I didn't need 4 to 5 small meals a day, which is what I used to do with weight training and just being in like the fitness industry. I thought I needed, 4 to 6 small meals a day. And that's not the case with carnivore. So everyone needs to kind of learn their own bodies. But I think what a lot of people find is that they're just not hungry for more than 2 to 3 meals a day at the most. A lot of people also do 1 meal a day. And that's kind of something me and my husband have talked about doing more of and kind of even experimented with recently. I do like the idea of it. I like the idea of like the convenience of it and the simplicity of just having to eat 1 meal. I'm just not totally sure that I would be able to get enough macronutrients in and enough calories in to sustain my active lifestyle. I like to go walking. I walk 10,000 steps a day. I strength train 4 to 5 times a week. So right now, normally I only do 3 days a week, but I've upped it because I started 75 hard challenge. That's for another video. But all that to say, I don't know if I would get enough calories in. So for now, we do 2 meals. So I plan for breakfast and dinner. And I think of what we want to eat, and then I write a list, and then I shop accordingly. So we'll just start there. So my kids do drink milk, and this is for my kids. They drink milk, they eat string cheese, and they have salami. My husband will also snack on this. I don't snack. I just have my 2 meals and that's it. But I thought I would show you for the sake of the video because these are carnivore. Be careful though with milk and any dairy really. Like a lot of people have sensitivities to it and can't handle a lot. Be careful when consuming milk with how much you're consuming because it does have carbs and sugar in it. And if you're trying to be keto and you want to be in ketosis, you could kick yourself out of ketosis by having milk because it has carbs and sugar. So I don't eat that, but my kids will drink and eat that stuff. Now I do have some cheese. At the beginning of my carnivore diet, I really didn't have a lot of dairy, and I have since added it back in and have realized that I am fine with it. And even with my autoimmune disorder, I've been fine, and I don't gain weight, but I don't overdo it. I use cheese as a condiment. I'm not just like shoving my face full of cheese, just because I can have it on carnivore, right? So my favorites are the extra sharp cheddar from Costco and the aged cheddar from Kerrygold. This is amazing, but Costco, this is seasonal at Costco. So they didn't have more when I was there, but we had this extra one in the fridge. So I thought I would share it just because if you're at Costco and your Costco still has this, definitely pick it up. It is so good. And I've talked about it a lot in my videos. So, some of these things are already open because we've already gotten into some of this food already since I went to Costco. So now the other staple is going to be butter. Now I cook with this, I eat this. I literally just take bites of butter when I'm cooking my breakfast and my dinner. I try not to eat in between I just allow my blood sugar to be really stable throughout the day. But this butter from Costco is delicious. It's a grass-fed butter. And we cook with this primarily or fat. We don't really use ghee. I don't really love the taste of it. So it's mostly just butter for us. But I do eat this. And that is a delicious treat. If you have not tried cold butter, do not knock it until you try it. It is so good. And some of my friends that are transitioning to carnivore from a normal diet are like, you just eat butter? They're okay with cooking with it, but I'm not sure about eating it yet. But it's one of those funny things that now that I've been carnivore for so long, my body is like craving butter and meat. And I just want that like high fat, nutrient dense food, specifically butter and meat. So now that we're talking about meat, we are going to have pork belly. So I picked up a pork belly. Now this is so delicious in the air fryer. I do have, I think a short on my channel that is air fryer pork belly. To me, it tastes the best in the air fryer, and this is what they use to make bacon, so it has a similar taste, but in the air fryer, it reminds me of like chicken nuggets, but they're pork, and they have that crunchy outside and then like tender, juicy inside, and I'm a huge fan of pork belly. We don't have this all the time because I primarily like to eat red meat and keep beef as my main source of food that I'm eating, my main meat. Steaks, ground beef, different roasts, which I'm going to show you next. We will have this 1 or 2 nights this week though. Next we got chuck roast, which I haven't had this in a very long time. So I'm very excited to change it up. We're going to cook this in the slow cooker. and this will be delicious. Now, if you're keto, you can obviously do this with veggies. Carnivore wouldn't really have vegetables. My kids do eat fruits and veggies sometimes. Me and my husband don't. So we're just gonna eat this. This is a good option as a carnivore. I always go first to beef as my staple meat every day. So I try to base most of my dinners around that. So we will either have a roast, or we like tri-tip, we like any cut of steak, and we like ground beef. We also like frozen patties. Now, this is just an easy meal. We're a busy family. I have 5 kids, 3 of which are young enough to still need me to take them to all their activities and all that. So I am constantly on the go. This is a nice option to just throw in the air fryer. They actually taste super good in the air fryer. Or throw it on the Blackstone. We live in Arizona, so we use our Blackstone pretty much year round. But yeah, Costco has really good frozen beef patties, or you can just buy the huge pack of ground beef and you can use that to make beef bowls. You can make your own patties. You can just whatever you want. I like to mix ground beef with eggs in the morning or even for dinner. So this is what we're going to have for dinner this week. We're going to have pork belly. We're going to have the frozen beef patties. We're going to have chuck roast. And then another favorite, just to give it some variety, is some salmon. So I always buy the wild caught salmon, the frozen salmon at Costco. This is delicious. Again, an air fryer meal. Can you tell I love air fryers? It's just an easy, convenient way to cook food, and it does taste really good. I think I just also like the crunchiness that an air fryer will give things. So that's the plan for dinner this week. We also have steak in the freezer, and we have ground beef that I already cooked up that's gonna last today and tomorrow. So I don't normally have this much variety. Like I said, I like to stick to red meat, but we're gonna have, some fish and some pork this week. So that'll actually be kind of nice. And then we're moving to breakfast. So breakfast is pretty much on repeat around here, but we always have eggs. So I literally bought like 7 dozen eggs because everyone in my family eats eggs, but I'm just gonna show you one for the sake of time. This is the kind that I like to buy, the organic eggs at Costco, and we make eggs literally every morning. It's just a staple around here, and they're so good for you, and high in fat, high in protein, just a really good option if you can tolerate eggs. And we have eggs with bacon a lot. Bacon is a staple. Also wonderful in the air fryer. Again, another easy thing that you can just cook and throw in the air fryer. The other thing that we love to throw in the air fryer to have for breakfast is these organic, are they organic? No, they're paleo chicken sausages. So these are really good, and the ingredients are really good. These are at Costco again. Throw them in the air fryer, have them with eggs or eggs and bacon. The other thing that we are going to have this week is a breakfast casserole, which I do have. I will link the video here right now where I'm making the breakfast casserole. It does have dairy, it has milk and cheese, but it's a very simple casserole to make, put in the oven, and you have breakfast. If it's just you, you would have breakfast for the whole week. If it's you and another person or so, you'd have at least a few days of it, which is very convenient because you can just reheat it in the microwave and you're on your way. So that is everything that we bought at Costco for this week. And I just feel like eating carnivore has eliminated so much food noise for me. I used to be scrolling on Pinterest, looking for new recipes, ideas to feed my family things, and I'd go and buy all the ingredients, and I would spend a lot of money because you need this and that and this and that for each recipe. And I would buy a lot of fruits and vegetables. I would buy condiments, seasoning, spices, all the extras, all the snacks, all the drinks. And I have just found that half the time we didn't even make the recipes that I saved because I'm very ambitious. And then I got to the night when I needed to make it and I was like, well, I don't feel like making that. Let's just do something simple that I know my kids will eat. So for me, being carnivore has just helped simplify my life. Like, I know what is in the fridge is what we're going to eat every week. This is what we're going to eat. And for the most part, most of my kids, they'll eat the meat. They won't always just eat carnivore. Like I said, they eat fruit and other things too. But it's just been so nice for me and my husband because it not only has helped with so many of our health issues, but it just has simplified life. And so many of these things we can just throw in a crock pot, throw in the air fryer, throw on the Blackstone. It truly has just saved so much time and eliminated so much thought throughout the week on what are we gonna eat. And just the food noise not being there is so nice. Plus, carnivore has really also healed my relationship with food. I don't look at food as emotional anymore. I look at it as a fuel source to continue to fuel my body in a way that is nourishing and healing for me. And I'm just so grateful for that because I really did have an emotional attachment to food and I was addicted to sugar. And so to eliminate the processed food, eliminate the sugar, and eat foods that truly nourish my body and fill me up. They're satiating, they're satisfying, they're delicious. And learning how to cook them the way we like them has been so much fun. And not only that, but just so good for our health. It's just changed everything with all of our health markers. And I just couldn't be more grateful. I just want to encourage you, if you're looking into carnivore, trying it out, just stick with it. Trust the process. I know it can feel like the changes aren't coming fast enough, but truly they are happening. Your body needs to heal. It takes time to heal. Just give your body the time that it needs to heal and adjust to this new way of eating, especially if you are coming off of a standard American diet. Your body needs to detox. It needs to adjust. There are lots of things happening. So give yourself time to heal and to learn a whole new way of eating. So I hope that this was helpful for you and encouraging. I hope that if you're looking into this, that you really will do your own research and look into the benefits of doing this, even if it's just a temporary elimination diet, which is how I initially started carnivore. I started it as an elimination diet, and here I am 2 years later still eating a carnivore diet. I truly believe that eating at the very best a carnivore diet, but at the very least a low carb diet. If you're eating a ketogenic diet, or even low carb, you are going to feel so much better. Your health is going to be better. It's so good for your blood sugar levels, just so many things. And so I truly think that this is the way that humans are supposed to eat, but getting rid of processed food and sugar is definitely the number one thing. Even if you don't eat a carnivore diet or even a keto diet, I would just highly recommend that you at least eliminate processed food and sugar and just see how much better you feel, see how your body responds to that. And ultimately, even if it's just a whole foods diet, that is so much better than 90% of Americans eating a standard, American standard diet. So I just, thought I would share this with you all. If you like this content, I like to make carnivore lifestyle content on my channel where I share more grocery hauls, I share recipes, what I'm eating. I like to share workout and fitness tips too, just a healthy keto carnivore lifestyle. So if you're interested in that content, I would love to have you be a part of my YouTube family. If you would like this video and subscribe to my channel, that just is so appreciated and it just helps my channel to grow. And I will see you all very soon in the next video. Bye.